Hey, welcome back to another Hebrew lesson. We are on lesson number 21. We took a few weeks off for our 60 Degrees event and also a lot of stuff happening here at church. But we're back and we're going to finish off the series. Next week will be lesson 22, and then the week after that will be lesson 23, which will be our final lesson. We'll have covered all 23 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. We'll have learned new letters, new Hebrew words, and have read some Hebrew verses, which is really exciting to finish up the series. And today, number 21, we have the Hebrew letter sin, and it makes an S noise, sin. There it is right there. And don't get confused. I know that it's pronounced the same way as our English word sin, but they aren't related. They don't have anything in common. So don't get confused by that. It doesn't mean the same thing as our English sin. That's just what we call this letter. So sin, we're going to walk through a word that begins with the letter sin, and we're actually going to break down how different verb forms work. So let's get into our first word. This is samach, samach. This is a verb which means to rejoice. This is a verb that means to rejoice. And this is the most basic verb form. This is the one that I learned first when I was learning Hebrew in school. This is called the kal. Kal. It's really basic, samach. It just means to rejoice. And I want to show you a second verb form with the same word. Here we go. So same word, but different vowels and a little bit different form. This is the pl, which is another common verb form. And instead of meaning to rejoice, now this verb means to cheer up. When you're cheering someone else up, you use pl, you use simech. Simech is how you pronounce this one. To cheer up. So those are different verb forms, and they have slightly different meanings. And that's why it's so important to learn how verbs work when we're translating Hebrew, because it helps us learn what the true meaning of the word is. So we have to rejoice. When you're excited, you're joyful, you're rejoicing. Or when you're trying to cheer someone else up, or maybe even cheering yourself up, you would use the word simech, simech, to cheer up. You're trying to cause someone else to rejoice. So it's the same concept, both about joy, but this is when you're rejoicing, and this is when you're trying to cheer someone else up. And the last word I want to show you isn't even a verb. This is actually a noun. This is simcha, simcha. Same idea, but instead of being a kal verb or a pl verb, this is just a simple noun. And this noun means joy. So this is the basic word. This is the noun that means joy. So simcha is the noun, joy, something you can tangibly have, joy, it's a noun. Then we have pl, which is simech, simech, which means when you're trying to cheer someone else up, you're trying to give them joy. And then samach, samach, that's when you're rejoicing, you have joy, it's the action of rejoicing. So 3 different ways that you can write joy in Hebrew, pretty cool. Now we're going to head over to the desk, and I'm going to read a verse out of the Hebrew Bible that has the word samach. The verse we're going to be reading today is 1 Chronicles 16:10. And fun fact, 1st and 2nd Chronicles actually come at the very end of the Hebrew Bible. It kind of wraps up everything we've read so far in the Hebrew Bible. And in our English Old Testament, 1st, 2nd Chronicles are kind of put in the middle. But that shows the difference between the way that we order books, between the Hebrew Bible and the English Old Testament. But anyways, let's jump in with our verse, chapter 16, verse 10. This is what it says. Hithalu b'shem kadshu yismat lev mavak she Adonai. What does this verse say? It says glory, Hallel means glory, in his name, glory in his name, his holy name. So glory in his holy name. Rejoice in your heart, those who seek the Lord. So let the heart of those who seek the Lord rejoice. So put that all together. It says glory to his holy name, or glory in his holy name. Let all who seek the Lord rejoice in their heart. So very poetic, very beautiful language here. And we see the word rejoice talking about our relationship with God and rejoicing in our heart, which is a pretty cool poetic way that they write this here in 1 Chronicles 16:10. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for another Hebrew lesson.